Namaste everybody. Today we are going to study Dust of Snow, class 10th English poem by Robert Frost. First of all, we'll have the introduction of the poem. The poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a simple and short poem, yet with a deeper and larger meaning. The poet explains how an act as petty as experiencing snow on one's body can brighten one's day up. The message of the poem is put into words by Robert Frost. Always a larger significance. A little thing touches a large thing. Always a larger significance. A little thing touches a large thing. Now we'll have the explanation of the poem. Your poem starts, the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Shook, S-H-O-O-K, shook. This is the V2 form of shake, S-H-A-K-E. Hemlock, a poisonous tree with small white flowers. The poem is set in scene where the poet is in a bad mood and is walking by a tree. A hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. As he passes by, a crow happens to throw some snow dust on him. Whether it falls on his head or shoulders is unknown. Is no specific mention in the poem. Also, the readers are left in doubt about the bird's specific action. Whether the crow was landing, shivering with the cold, readjusting itself on the branch, of taking off, it happened to send some particles of snow upon the author. Here, the two agents of the nature, the hemlock tree and the crow, are signified, and sadness and gloom, just like the poet's mood was in the opening scene. Now, second stanza we come, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Rued, R-U-E-D, rued. Rued means held in regret. For reasons unknown, the author was having a terribly day, but the falling of the snow on his head lifted his mood instantly. He had already spent his day in a bad mood, but the rest of it was saved by the crow and the hemlock tree. Generally, hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that inauspicious thing can bring joy and happiness too. It depends upon our side, that how we see it. Each and everything has its two pros and cons, negative and positive, how we take it. One must not take things for granted and should be open and accept whichever way the nature chooses to bless us. So this is your poem. Now we'd like to, this is the explanation of the poem. It is given in two stanza only. Now we'd like to discuss about some literary devices. Rhyme scheme is here, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. First stanza A, B, A, B, and second stanza C, D, C, D. Alliteration has been applied also here. The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. The instances of alliterations as follow. Has given my heart, H, consonant sound. Are saved some part, S. Saved as some S. This is the example of alliteration. Inversion, when the structure of a stanza is changed by the poet to create rhyme, This poetic license is called inversion. In stanza 1, inversion can be seen. Assonance, the, per, the prominence of a vowel sound throughout a line is called assonance. In stanza 1, line 2, shook down on me, O sound is prominent. Injunct, when the same sentence continues to the next line without the use of any punctuation marks, it is called injunct, and it has been used throughout the poem. Now I would like to explain you the short summary of Dust of Snow. The short poem by Robert Frost throws light upon the unimaginable healing power of nature and tiny things, from a bad mood to ill health. There is nothing that cannot be cured by nature. The author was experiencing one such bad day when a crow's movement near a hemlock tree dusted snow upon him. The snow instantly makes him happier. His day gets a lot better. Thus, the supremacy of nature as a whole made him realize how petty his problems were. The fact that hemlock tree is poisonous combined the crow being the indicator of doom and fear are used in the poem. As the carriers of happiness in the life of the narrator is ironical, the poet through these objects has tried to highlight that sometimes creatures linked with negative aspects of life can be the bringer of change and happiness. Being outdoors in nature with all its unpredictability can benefit anyone, anywhere, at any time. Now we'll have the question answer sessions. Your first question is, what is a dust of snow? What does the poet say has changed his mood? How has the poet's mood changed? Answer. Dust of snow refers to the tiny particles of snow. The particles are so small that poet referred to them as dust. The poet was in awful mood when particles of snow had fallen on him. This changed the poet's frame of mind instantly, and his day got a lot better. Second, Namaste. The question answer session of dust of snow. First question is, what is a dust of snow? What does the poet say has changed his mood? How has the poet's mood changed? Answer. Dust of snow refers to the tiny particles of snow. The particles are so small that the poet referred to them as just dust. The poet was in awful mood when particles of snow had fallen on him. This changed the poet's frame and mind instantly, and his day got a lot better. Second question. How does Frost present nature in this poem? The following questions may help you to think of an answer. Number 1. What are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? Birds like a sparrow, nightingale, and peacock are more than often named in poems. Unlike these birds, crows are often seen as the indicators of doom and fear. They are often used for negative references. Second, again, what is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as maple or an oak or a pine? Trees are also seen as mighty creatures, imparting wisdom. As they are too old, they give out oxygen and absorb the carbon dioxide, which is connected with absorbing all the negative energy but there are trees that are poisonous too, like a hemlock tree. The poet does not mention a more beautiful tree such as maple, oak, or pine because he wants to indicate a sad scene. Being poisonous, a hemlock tree is considered bad, and so he refers to it. Third question. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? What does the dust of a snow that cross sects of a hemlock tree stand for? Both crow and hemlock tree represent sorrow. Frost has used both the negative creatures, crow and the hemlock tree, as the carriers of positivism and a strength that transform his day for the better. By not using birds like a sparrow and nightingale and trees like maple, oak or a pine, the poet has tried to break down all the preconceived notions we have about certain agents of nature. He has tried to make us understand that we see the world not as how it is, but as how we want to see it. Thus, the cross sitting and a hemlock tree together made his day better. Dust of snow stands for joy. So, my dear children, this is all about your question answer sessions of the dust of snow. Uh, you must see and watch it. If you like it, just press the like button and subscribe it also. If you have any comment, you must mention in the comment so that I can improve it and I can clarify your any doubt. That's all. Thank you. Namaste.